Okay, folks, there are a lot of AI agents right now. We have Hermes, we have OpenClaw, we have Claude Code, and a dozen more. So when xAI launched Grok Bot, the obvious question is, what is this thing? And is it actually good for anything the others aren't? So we put together a full 14 tutorial course on our website, learn.superbash.ai. Link is down below. You can check this out. But in this video, we're going to be giving you the 3 lessons that matter the most. So you can decide in 5 minutes whether GrokBot deserves a spot in your setup. Alright, first and foremost, GrokBot. This is not the regular Grok chat on X or grok.com. This is a desktop and iPhone app where you create named persistent AI agents, and xAI creatively called them bots, where you can just hand them real work. And the closest comparison we can find to GrokBot is Hermes Agent, which we'll explain later in the video. But the mental model from this lesson is, think of GrokBot as a small office on a remote computer. You create a bot for a durable job, let's say a researcher or an expense manager. You give it an outcome, the sources it's allowed to use, and a point where it must stop and ask you questions. The bot then works in a browser, a terminal, files, and connected apps even while your laptop is closed. You can watch its progress, and you can take over when it hits a password, a 2FA code, or a judgment call. Now, the single most important lesson in the whole course is the cloud computer. So xAI Marketing says each bot gets a computer of its own. And in fact, we find this to be the biggest advantage it has over Hermes Agent. Now, even with the new CLI 3.0 browser use mode that Hermes Agent has, makes it so that you save a lot more tokens when you use browser use. It's still a little bit difficult for some of the big websites out there, especially if they require sign in order to view the materials of those websites. Even on local, it's still a little bit difficult. You have to have multiple workarounds that for your Hermes Agent to access those websites and then, browse them like a human. But for GrokBot, all of the bots on your account share one persistent cloud computer, right? And that's a very big deal. So stuff like files, browser sessions, logins, command line credentials are shared across your entire bot roster if you ever set up more than one Grok bot. So each bot gets its own screen so they can work in parallel, but a screen is a work surface, not a security boundary. And this matters a lot to you guys for 2 reasons. One is convenience. You just sign in once and the sessions persist. And the Grok bots can run multi-step browser workflows while you're away. And you can literally watch the bot click around, take control for the sensitive step, and hand control back. And number 2 is risk. If you sign one bot into a sensitive account, let's say maybe your own personal Chrome profile, then every other bot can potentially reach that session. So the rule from this course is simple. You treat the whole cloud computer as one security zone. So stuff like repeatedly sending messages, buying things online, deleting data, or publishing on your social media, you need them to have an approval step, all right? Preferably by you, of course, as a human. So start with read-only tasks that produce drafts and not immediate actions first, okay? Test the waters first. Don't give it full access yet. This is still a core philosophy we have on this channel, is that if you're going to be running things local, or even, in the case of GrokBot, if you're going to be giving it sensitive accounts, you don't want to give it full access. Test the waters first. Let them make drafts rather than to be the publisher or the director. Now, the rest of the course walks you through the whole system in order. TO2 checks whether your plan even includes GrokBot and gets you installed. TO3 and TO4 creates your first bot and use the brain dump method to build a safe automation backlog. TO6 to T10 covers the real depth, so teaching your Grok bot a repeatable task by demonstration, designing a small bot team, or letting the bots hand work to each other, connecting apps through plugins, and scheduling reliable work with routines. Then T11, this is iPhone monitoring, T12 is security, and T13 is building a full content production pipeline. And all of this is free. You can check this out on our website, learn.superbash.ai. We're definitely going to do a part 2 where we get our hands on Grok Bots to show you guys what cool things that we can do, and just makes our life easier. Now, let's talk about T14. Okay, this is the honest comparison of Grok Bot versus Hermes Agent versus OpenClaw. Now, we'd say that the answer now is not that Grok Bot wins, even though they have a big advantage when it comes to browser use mode. But it's that these tools ask you to own different parts of the system. In fact, you can work with all 3 of these harnesses. Maybe not OpenClaw. All right, just a joke there. But Grok Bot is the managed option, right? Because XAI runs the cloud computer, you get a polished desktop app, visible bot handoffs, and native iPhone monitoring. In fact, we can even throw in Perplexity Computer in there. I think this is more similar to Grok Bot than it is to Hermes Agent. So you never touch a server. The trade-off, though, is it's proprietary, so you don't pick your model provider freely. You're locked on to Grok, whether you like it or not. And all of your bots share that one computer, so there comes the credential risks that we talked about earlier. Which is where Hermes Agent offers you the opposite trade. It's MIT licensed open source. You run it on your own machine or VPS. You can pick your model provider, bring your own key, whether that be OpenRouter, OpenAI, coding plan key, whatever, right? And you get real per agent isolation. So Hermes Agent gives you a lot more freedom, a lot more selection, customization, and a lot more isolation when it comes to the workspace, and you're not locked on to one ecosystem. But the trade-off for using Hermes Agent is you own the host, so you have to do a lot of maintenance work. So updates, security, credentials, provider bills, that's all on you. Unless you're using Hostinger as your VPS provider, they do 90% of the maintenance work for you, making sure that your server stays healthy. So if you want to focus on building and not waste any time repairing or maintaining your server, check out the link for Hostinger down below. And on the direct comparison between Grok Bot and Hermes Agent is the browser use, right? So it does, I'm not saying that the browser use of Hermes Agent is bad. It's definitely good, but it takes some time to set it up the way you want it to be, whereas Grok Bot is immediate, right? Because XAI has that cloud computer. So really, if you're going to be comparing Grok Bot, compare it with the agent harnesses that serve as an extension of yourself, like your personal assistant, right? Hermes Agent, OpenClaw, Perplexity Computer. Now, when it comes to Claude Code, it's not really in this fight, okay? So Claude Code, ChatGPT Codex, I think we're just going to call it ChatGPT now since they've rolled it up into one app. They're coding harnesses. They live inside a repo and runs a write, test, fix loop. So Grok Bot is a general computer use agent for operational work, research, CRM updates, monitoring dashboards. So very different jobs. And honestly, a lot of people will run both. You can actually even have Grok Bot using your Claude Code. So the short answer here is pick Grok Bot if you want a managed agent workforce that you can supervise from your phone, and you have repeatable multi-tool work with a clear finish line. And if you want immediate or low barrier access to browser use, use Grok Bot. So I hope you find this video helpful. You can check this out on learn.superbash.ai in the Learn sections. And Grok Bot, we also have a full tutorial course for Hermes Agent, AI models, and case studies as well. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel to follow for more updates, guides, and news. My name is Ron. Shana now.